Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 10th, and today we once again have Stephen Anthony Lawrence, co-star of Even Stevens, and Max Rice, who likes to fuck with Fox News. Today we are going to be doing a complete and total election recap. We really only have about 10 minutes, so we're going to consolidate this mother really quickly. But gentlemen, I don't know if you're both happy. You might both be happy. I definitely think that
I want to. Can we first off, guys? Can we all just come together and congratulate Donald Trump on the victory?
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay,
yeah. Let's all come together and just congratulate.
Yeah, on the congratulations, Mr. Trump, not President Trump anymore. I'm gonna say Mr. Trump because
Supreme
guess
leader.
what? As of January 20th, he's not my president anymore.
Everybody, please excuse Max. You need to remember that he only gets his news specifically from Trump's Twitter feed. So, nobody tell him yet. It's going to be a few days until he figures this one out.
Yeah, it's going to take me a few weeks. No, but honestly, I'm excited, and it's actually good for my state. So, there's kind of, my philosophy and politically, because Trump was going to give Chicago or Illinois money. So.
Well, to be honest, I was never worried. I was never worried. I wasn't worried for a second. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
I watched all the videos from last week. Cool as a whistle.
Yeah, and I wasn't predicting that Trump was going to win either. So
yeah, I was totally calm and collected. We all knew that the mail-in ballots were going to come in slow. I wasn't worried a bit, you guys. I was telling you guys to just relax. It'll be fine. This country's not racist and misogynistic and leans towards fascism and authoritarianism. No,
only 71 million of us.
Only 71
you guys got to
million.
cut that. You guys got to cut that out. Come on.
I know. No, we're messing.
No. I mean, we could have this talk because I do. I don't know. I think there might be more fascism on the other side a little bit. Ooh, hot take right there. A little bit because okay. What took Joe Biden over the edge? It was one. There was two classes of voters. One were the Civil War veterans. They all went Biden universally.
The Civil War veterans, all of the living Civil War veterans.
Well, I think that goes into
Joe. No, but then, but more seriously, on a serious note, what actually did, because Trump did better in every minority category, was the Karens, suburban women. The Karens took Biden over, and I like here. I think it is. It's just like because now it's their excuse to be like, officer, like. I voted Joe Biden, but there's a person of color across the street. Oh my! He's grabbing a wallet. He's grabbing a wallet. But you should check it out.
I actually have the statistics right here, and I am going to tend to disagree with that one. So by electoral college, if you only count people of color, Joe Biden has 538 electoral votes. If you only count women votes, it is 461. If you only count men, of course, he goes down to 158. Trump wins. White women voted overwhelmingly for Trump. White men voted overwhelmingly for Trump. Non-college educated whites obviously voted for Trump. College educated whites even voted overwhelmingly for Trump. White people in general. So it really is the people of color that actually.
It was the Karens in the chats. The Karens in the chats, because like minorities last election overwhelmingly voted for Clinton, and it was I'm saying as a percentage, Trump.
Matt Stoner, the human fact check.
It was the chat.
No, that's not a
fact check. No. Hey, so the real fact check did Trump get an improvement from 2016 and 2020?
He actually did.
About 20% of the vote.
He did.
More people actually did vote for Trump this time around. That is a fact.
No, as a percentage in every minority category. Except
I'd say 1 out of 5 is the general statistic right now. So you're looking at about 20%.
But what should really scare us is after the 4 years we just had, more people looked at that and go, yeah, we want more time. We want more of that than they did in 2016. And that should be freaking scary, because I'd have thought he'd have lost voters. I'd have thought there would be less people that voted for him in 2020 than 2016.
I disagree.
Well, he now is the most, he is the president that has received the most votes for an incumbent president ever. He is now the second most voted for president of all time. Of course, Joe Biden wins that with just over 74 million people voting for him. Obviously, we're now looking at an electoral college spread of at least 80, possibly approaching 100 at this point. So, it looks like the presidential election is very solidified, but do you guys at all see any situation in which this could slide? Do you see any problems moving forward, or do you think that it's pretty much shored up now that it's been called?
I see 71 million problems. because these people have not gone away. They're still there.
These people, how dare you? How dare you? These people.
I will, in this case, I might agree with Max for just a moment. I do think it is unfair to group all of these people together. There are a lot of people that are single issue voters, a lot of people that are going to do things from a monetary standpoint. But I did have to have a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. She is a person that voted for Trump, and there are people that were having these conversations with her that they were disappointed, going, and these were people of color that were having these conversations, going, we are uncomfortable with this fact. I think a lot of people
are they not uncomfortable with like the '94 crime bill and like Kamala Harris locking up?
No, absolutely. There are issues.
That's why I think it's kind of a false thing when everyone's like, "Oh, these 71 million people are racist."
I do think it is a false.
Plenty of they said there's like Trump said there's plenty of good people on both sides. I think there's plenty of racists on both sides.
Agreed. Well, it's difficult to look at it too and say, it's when you're looking at the candidate specifically. It is very difficult to say, we like Donald Trump, but he's not racist. And even if he is racist, that's not a deal breaker. If you were to look at sort of people in general, there's an acceptance of this kind of behavior. And that is, to me, the scary part.
And we're talking about keyword the '94 crime bill. By the time Biden gets out of office, it'll be 2024. That's 30 years later.
Man, okay, I would say this election there was like 3 major racist things that Joe Biden said.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real here for a second. Everybody.
That black kids they're not intelligent because they don't listen to the phonograph as much. And then black kids could be just as good. Like poor kids could be just as educated.
I will give you that every fucking person that has a friend outside of their race, when Biden did say, fucking if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. I think everybody kind of did like a collective cringe.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody kind of. I think Obama even was like, Joe, come here, Joe, come here, Joe.
Even stutter as well. Speech impediment voices as well. You're like, there's only so much that can be explained from those issues. So that's But as it's sort
when he was defending the '94 crime, because the thing about the '94 crime bill is like people went to jail for 30 years, so there's still a lot of the people that were affected by that are still in jail because of 3 strikes, and he was defending it up until a year ago.
Yeah, and he admitted that he made the problem worse. That's the problem.
Not until being pressed a bunch of times, because initially he was being Joe Biden and very Trumpian. It's kind of interesting because I do see a lot of similarities.
But when push came to shove, he goes, "It was a mistake."
A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, and then he said it was a mistake.
But do you think Trump would ever admit any mistake he's ever done ever?
Was Trump ever against gay marriage? Was Trump ever against gay marriage? I'll sip some tea here.
Yeah. Specifically, he said he is on tape. I watched a tape of him yesterday saying that I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman.
When? Because
these are his
Biden
words.
used to say it all the time, and Biden used to fight for it in the Senate until 2008.
Yeah, things changed.
Until he was like a 60 or 68-year-old, he was against gay marriage.
And
that's why, I think Stoner. I think Matt. I think you have the great point that it's just so uncomfortable voting for anyone.
Yeah,
that's like the underlying issue. But like,
and I have a personal friend who Trump called the N-word too. So. It's
would not surprise me. Would not surprise me.
Yeah, so for me, no, he doesn't seem like some.
He's not a racist.
No, it doesn't seem like some pillar of equality.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just.
All right,
so unemployment went up 5%.
Probably enough on that. So, but it's looking like we're going to go in with this tied Senate. So, of course, the Senate races in Georgia are going to be very tightly contested. It looks like we're taking 2 races, both to run off probably sometime in January. Do we see either one of the 2 or both of them going and flipping the Senate? Of course, we do have 2 independents that generally caucus with the Democrats. So if only one of the 2 go, we have a split House with, of course, Kamala is going to be the tie-breaking vote. Do we see any of the votes in Georgia being split? Do we see both of them going over? And, what does it mean that effectively we have now turned the entire government blue, assuming that even if we are to 50-50 split?
So Kelly Loeffler is the Joe Biden of Georgia. Because she's just not defensible at all. She's just terrible. She insider traded off COVID, was saying that COVID's not a big deal, but sold 27 shares of hospitality companies, but then invested in Zoom and that sort of thing and e-learning at the same time. And her husband's the head of the New York Stock Exchange, just billionaire. They kind of married into it. Head of the WNBA team with some racism accusations there. So like a lot of people hate her, like Republicans hate her, Democrats hate her. And so I do think that seat's very flippable. And that's going to be a true test of how partisan people are. Because Roy Jones showed that, Roy Moore showed that people aren't necessarily that partisan.
It really depends
Alabama.
on how many.
He flipped. I'm saying they voted for Doug Jones, that Alabama could be a safe. And then they're like, okay, this guy's a freaking pedophile.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
Democrats aren't that bad.
That's
fair. That didn't stop them the first time.
Yeah.
What's really going to make the difference in Georgia is depending on how many people stay politically active after these crazy last 8 years we've had. You know, we've had millions of people start voting for the first time ever. You know, we've seen news stories of 90-year-olds, older generation people voting for the first time. Yeah, well, maybe not 140, but people are just now becoming politically active for the first time ever in their lives. And Georgia's specifically gonna, come down to how many people vote again.
Can we at least
recognize
no matter?
I've gone off said I'm gonna pretend like I'm Barack Obama. I'm not. But I'm going to copy his speeches pattern, and I'm not to the left, and I'm not to the right. I'm in the middle. We're going to go up. I hate John Ossoff, too. And I hate Purdue. Like, I would hate to be voting for Senate. Both sides, though. Purdue's so we have, on the Republican side, we have two inside traders. Purdue allegedly insider traded. He was, debriefed on COVID, made some really good trades. He's a really good stock trader.
Sounds about par for the course.
But I don't think this matters to the average voter.
These days,
here's my opinion. Does this matter to the average voter? No. I mean, how many garbage charities have Trump run into the ground? I mean, look at Trump University.
That's better. Forget Trump.
Look at Steve Bannon. I mean, running a garbage charity and funneling the money straight into his pockets.
Filled with garbage.
I mean, let's keep it real though. Like a lot of non-for-profits are garbage. I'm just saying, let's weigh the two. Like people taking advantage of non-for-profits is bad, but it happens a lot. Versus,
but it doesn't matter to the American voter.
COVID after literally encouraging people to like not care, get out there. It's all good. Sell. Like
and that's what it comes down. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. Who makes a better commercial nowadays? They don't give a average voter doesn't care.
You guys, I'm gonna send this to you. Meaning to put in the YouTube links. But Kelly Loeffler, I love Attila Hahn. So Attila Hahn, I actually think is underrated. Leadership Secrets of Attila Hahn, great book. But that's not someone I would want to associate myself with. And Kelly Loeffler did an ad saying that she's more conservative than Attila Hahn. She's like literally like in ancient, like they're like Kelly Loeffler, she's more conservative than Attila Hahn. And she's like with Huns, and they're being like, whoa, that's too far. When Attila Hahn was like lopping heads off and like guerrilla warfare. He's great. Like he's great.
Be like, hold your copy of The Art of War and your little figurine in the other hand, and be like,
yeah. But I was surprised that ad worked. I was surprised that she came in second in that race. But
that's crazy.
It's still a toss up because there were two Republicans, Doug Jones and Doug Collins.
As while we're at it, I'll throw a link in here as well if you guys look down below. So a buddy of mine, Ian Kung, also a great YouTuber, did like this Trump ad, where he was like out there like shooting guns and like had a thing where he like shot and blew up a big poster of Obama. And then within probably a week, or it could have been around the same time, there was a Republican congresswoman who did the exact same thing. She walks out here and going, we know that you don't like the left and they're trying to take your guns, and she's just out there shooting shit. And it's just like, it is the most common, it seems farcical, but for some reason,
did you see that movie
shit. It's
with Kurt Russell?
Which one?
I think it was called Used Cars. It was a movie, like a comedy about a used car lot.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah,
so funny when they were shooting the car, and he's like, that price is too freaking much.
Too freaking high. Yeah, I know.
That does seem kind of like out of a comedy. And we're getting there. I was talking, so my friend who's a Biden supporter was texting me, and I told him, I said, my biggest fear is more about 2024. And my fear is like, we're moving into like away from presidents and more towards actors and stuff. No offense, actors and stuff. So like, are we going to get Kim Kardashian versus Kid Rock, and who would you vote for?
Well, I actually have the same. That's one thing I will agree with Max on. I am actually more concerned with 2024 than this one, because what comes after Trump?
Yeah.
In 2024, we could get someone with the complete same authoritarianism bullshit as Trump, but he stays off of Twitter. He speaks a little bit more eloquently. He smiles better. He's good looking. he can form coalitions within the Republican Party. What are we going to do then?
George W. Bush.
Minus the Coke problem. Yeah. What are we going to do then when that's what we're facing and not somebody as moronic as Trump?
Yeah. That's fair.
On the Democratic Party too. On the Democrat side too.
Yeah. Can we at least just call out Stacey Abrams and the fact that she personally registered 800,000 people, and that's the reason that they flipped Georgia? I think no matter what,
using her. I think they're using her because let's say there's voter fraud issues, they're gonna be like, it's Stacey. See, like we did all.
She was hard. She filled up all
her. Yeah, I told you it was Stacey.
She spent the last 2 years filling out ballots by herself.
Yeah, no.
We saw videos. Infowars is reporting.
You're not gonna throw Stacey's name under the bus. That's my girl.
Infowars is, I wonder where she's gonna end up in the cabinet, because she's gonna end up in the cabinet. Anyways, at least you guys have any closing arguments? I think that may call it for everything for today, unless you want to talk about the House, but nothing exciting happened there.
We got 2 presidents.
Republicans keep that, or the Democrats keep the House. God, I can't.
We got one in the lame duck.
Yeah.
God, I just love calling him a lame duck.
I know. God, it is nice. It rolls off. It rolls off the lips.
More conservative than Attila Hunt. Vote for Loeffner.
Both.
She's a great stock trader.
2022.
She'll lop some heads off. It's great.
She's gonna make herself a lot of money for you. Anyways, join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the concept of privatizing elections, whether or not that's something that we want to do. See you guys tomorrow. Please scroll down, subscribe, like this video, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Go Dogs.
Go I'm Tide. I'm the Republican first. I got to say that. Roll Tide.